Hi guys, how we doing? So back on the Night Rider as usual. I'm going to spray the body hopefully today. Oh, turn the sound off there. Yeah, had sound on the PC there, so it was playing feedback. Always something. So yeah, I'm going to fit the wind mirrors on here because they're the same colour as the body. And that's my boy just walked in. And then I'm going to look and see if I can find the rear bumper. It's around here somewhere. That's a spoiler, so I've got to put that on, I think. I believe. I've got a rear bumper around here somewhere. I can't find the rear bumper, that's clever. Unless I'm not seeing it. That's already on there. I already put it on. Put it on last week. Alright Graham, how you doing pal? You know, there's a couple of people watching, 3 people watching. Just you're the only one that's talking pal. Hope you're keeping well. Alright Ron. Should I call you Michael Knight Rider? Yeah, something like that pal. Call me something. So there's my little wind mirrors there. I'm gonna give them a little paint. Yeah. Right. Snips. Can't do nothing without a pair of snips. Right, 35. Each side's 35. Right. So that side's number 35. So, hi Alexander, how you doing buddy? You alright? My boy's in the shop at the minute, he's just chilling. But he says to me, if you hate your photo being taken, how come you do the lives and all that? I was just laughing. I said, I don't watch myself, that's what happens. Right, so that goes like that. Right, Mark. In between food deliveries. Oh, wait. All good fun. I'll put that little wind mirror on there. I don't know if you can see that. Just there. It just popped in nice as well. Not like, you know, like half the time when you get a wind mirror, you're sitting there and you're fighting to try and hold it in place until the glue dries. With the Aoshima kit, you don't seem to have too much bother with it. So that's all good. Bottom there. Be a little dab of the Tamiya Wonderness. So we're going to spray this body today. Now, where I said I might be tempted to dip the body, I've got another plan, a different plan of action. Apparently on the bottle, I haven't read it because it's such tiny writing, but apparently on the bottle it says that you can dilute the stuff and use it. I think it's 20%, 80% of the clear, 20% of water apparently. So we're going to have a little play at some point and see if that works. So like we played and messed about to see if the window tint worked, we're also going to play and mess about and see if diluting it the way it says will work. So it should be quite interesting. Well, interesting, but it'll be fun. Obviously I won't test it on the model first. I'm not that silly. That's one risk I wouldn't take. We'll get this wing mirror in. There's not much that holds it, so just make sure we get that in where I want it. Make sure that's all right as well. Yep. There's our 2 wing mirrors there. I'll put the little silver bits in after, because obviously I want to spray the body, and I've got all the lights to put in, front bumper to put on, but that's already been sprayed, so we're good. So we'll fit the lights and all that kind of carry on there, and then we'll get the body sprayed, and then we'll pop that on there, and we'll be good. So the body, that's next. Spraying the body. Just double checking everything first. Window wipers are black as well, but we'll leave that for now. There is a rear spoiler. We'll put that on as well while we're here. Try and get as much on as I can before I paint it. That's the theory. A little tiny snippet bit there. And we'll just give that a gentle little rub. Alright Ben, how you doing? Alright Apple, how's tricks? Fred, you got an airbrushes yet? Yes mate, I've got airbrushes. I've got the top notch trigger one that I'm using now, and 2 seconds and I'll grab the other one that's just here. So I've got the trigger one like what I normally use, you know, you adjust it at the back, get your pattern, spray size you want, you know, adjusting it, and then that's you. Or I've got the button top ones, little button top ones, when you push down for air, pull back for paint, and all that carry on. So yeah, I have them. Alright Ron's jumped over to YouTube. He's trying to confuse me. Yeah, all good mate, that's good to hear Ben, all good. Well done and congratulations Ben on your competition win. Well deserved mate. I know you only hand brush paint, hairy stick, whatever you want to call it. So great achievement there buddy, that's for sure. All good. I'll see you at Telford no doubt. Everybody seems to know where I am at Telford, they spot me. So just nipping that little tab off, because I want it nice and clean and smart. We'll pop in some point mate, when I'm better. No worries. The end of August, the 26th, 27th, I won't be around because I'll be at the Aberdeen show with a trade stand. So try and avoid that weekend, Graham, if you can. Mate, let's have a look at this. trying to see, make sure that that spoiler's on nice where it's supposed to be. Look about right. Excuse me. How is it you get a dry throat whenever you on your live? Never when you're not live, just when you're live. Right, that goes that way around. So yeah, we're all good there. I'm just going to hold that in place. Stick a little drop of blue in. You can see the dark input. Yep, I can't wait. You're still a braver man than me. One thing I've still not done. All these years I've been doing this lark, and I've still never entered a competition. It's just, I don't know. Right, so there's our little spoiler on there, on the back. You can just make it out there, look, on the side. You can see it goes right through there. Awesome. I post it on Brick Modeler too, which is even harder. Yeah, they're a bit brutal on there. Or they can be, I don't know for sure. If I'm honest, but I'm kind of on Brick Modeler, but I don't really go on it, if you know what I mean. So, we'll get this body sprayed. The sooner I get this sprayed and the sooner I get it varnished, the sooner I can put them awesome tinted windows on that I took that big risk with. So, just going to give this, make sure there's no dust or anything. You don't want no grainy finish. What's that? Window wiper. Window wiper. I keep calling them window wipers. Wing mirrors. Just dusting it because it has been sitting. We've been playing around with other stuff. Sorted. So we need a paint stand and we need to get that painted up. I have got the springy kind of one. Yeah. To put the body on, but I've lost, when I've moved from the house to here, I've lost the springy bit on the other side. So it's around here somewhere, but I've got absolutely no idea where it is, so I can't use that like I normally would. So I'm going to have to use the flatbed one. Like so. And it is what it is. That'll be fine. I'll still get the finish I need to. So I'm going to spray a little bit on the inside of the roof there. And across this bit here. Just a few little bits. And then we'll turn it back over and carry on. I was trying to think what I was going to do there, but Athol, how much are you asking for the trigger? The trigger's about 145. Excuse me. Yeah, about 145, I think it is. It's on the website. I'll stick with a club page on my own Facebook page. Yeah. I mean, I used to go on forums all the time, find Sky Modeler and all that. But I just don't get time. I don't even get time for bench time half the time, let alone this or any of that lark. Yeah. There we go. So this is going to turn everything matte to start with, and then once it's dry we'll start sorting out to get the shine on it and get the gloss on it. I'm going to put the lid on my paint because I really don't want to spill it. Mark bought the trigger airbrush. It's a great airbrush. Yes it is, mate. Yeah, there you go. So Mark over on Facebook got Apple. He's saying the same as what you probably already know, that it's a cool airbrush. It is a great airbrush, to be fair. So I'm going to stick that on there just because I don't want paint going everywhere. I'm just going to spray this in a bit of the frame. Yeah, so I just sprayed that in a little bit, the roof bit really, just so it's started, and then I can start spraying all this. So I'm going to just work my way around it all now. First of all, I'm doing the edge of the doors and the edge of the sunroof, and the wind mirrors, and any sticky out bits that are awkward where you need to turn the whole model around to get to what you want. So I'm going to get that spoiler now. I want to get under that edge. Spraying at about 8 psi. I'm not pulling fully on the trigger, just gentle, because I don't want to flood it and cause a run. I want a nice even coat. And that's that awkward bit done. Get under here done. I want to make sure I cover it all, you see. And get the inner bits of them wheel arches and along the edges. Because they'll dry in no time, and then I can sit it flat on it. And do a bit of that grill there. Now, awesome. Now I can concentrate on the main body bit. You can actually see where I'm spraying, because it's a different colour, obviously, it's different black. I can just make out where I'll spray. And you can see I'm going from one side to the other and away from the body. I want a nice even coat. That's my boy away. Right, that's nice and smooth. And I'll do the same on the back here. And soften over a bit. I'm hardly touching the trigger. And then spray the side. salt. Like that. And I'm just going to look at that, make sure that that's all nice and even before I do anything else. That looks pretty good to me. Pretty even. It's nice and smooth, no splatters, no nothing like that, so that's all good. That's the paranoia bit. You get a splatter on it, you lose that crispness. That looks nice. I'm overly checking it just because I really don't want to mess it up. Yep, I'm happy with that. And I've still got some in there. Not much, but there's still a drop in there, so I haven't used much. To be fair, Fred, it's the only completed build I posted on there. It's in RFI, but it's nothing you haven't seen before. That's what I tell them, it's just... That's pretty much drying out. This dries quick, it really does. Because it's such a fine coat and I've not gone heavy anywhere, because I didn't want to risk a bit. It's a nice even coat, but I didn't want to risk any pooling or anything, basically. So I just done nice, smooth. Have you got the Trumpeter 135th Chinook and SAS Jeep? No, I had them, the 135th Chinooks. I had them a while back, about a month ago or so, but they're all sold out, pal. I may be able to get some more, I don't know. I've got some Trumpeter 124 scale Spitfires. So there's our body, it's actually dry. But it's a nice flat even coat, as you can see. There's no issue there, even on the bonnet. It's a nice coat there. I don't know how well you can see. So, happy days. Right, so that's what I wanted to use as a gloss. So it does say in that microscopic little writing there, as you can tell, something about 20% or something to mix it. I'll try it, but not on this model, and purely because it's going so well and it's for a friend. So I don't want to, at this stage now, I don't want to really take the risk. So I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Cheers, Graham. said it's looking good. So there's my black front bumper as well, and that's nice and smooth. So we need a gloss coat. So because I don't want to risk it with that at the moment, I'm going to do that on a test piece. At another time I shall get aqua gloss wherever it's gone. Aqua gloss, where are you? See it somewhere. There it is. So I'm going to use some aqua gloss first, acrylic base gloss. I'm going to give it a coat of that. It goes milky on. I've used looks like glass, and it naffed up my canopy. Reacts with clear as it's ammonia based. When I used it, I dipped it and on the canopy, and it came out all right. So had to use ice brow to remove the lot. Annoying. Yeah, I dipped it and it was all right, to be honest. With a canopy, but I've not tried it as a gloss yet, but I will have a play at some point and see how it goes. So I better get another bit of kitchen roll. And my little tray again. You know what, I'm going to cut that over my parts there as well, because I really don't want to get them caked in anything. Super. Yeah, I'm not going to use it today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a coat of aqua gloss, and then once that's dry I'll give it a coat of lacquer gloss. So it gives that barrier between the lacquer kind of paint, then the acrylic varnish on it, just to get a little sheen and protect that lacquer paint, and then I'll put the lacquer varnish on the top, and that stops any chance of any reaction. In theory, it normally works, so there's no reason why it won't today. So I'm just going to hold that airbrush in my lap a minute, because I just realised I need to put a clamp on this somehow. I need to do something with this. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. I'll just stuck that on a stick. So when I've sprayed it, it'll be good. So make sure it's spraying clear. Awesome. I'll just spray this first. It goes a funny colour, it goes like milk. And the aqua gloss. And then I just touch the very edge. Make sure there's no drips. And we're good on that one. So that'll dry. Once that's dry in about, I don't know, it doesn't take long. But once that's dry, we'll give it once it's dry, we'll get a high gloss coat. What's that? Seen a review of the tack-on Apache kits. Looks nice when built. Yeah, I have some tack-on Apaches. I've got I think it's E of the World, and I've got about 3 different types. I've also got the new Mark 1 RAF ones. I've got them as well coming. So I've got some here, and then I've got the new ones coming just shortly. It's a lovely kit. There's a lot of plastic in the box. It's a proper full box of plastic. That's for sure. Right, let's get his body sprayed. I like this bit, and the reason I like this bit is because it's coming together then. You know in your head it's starting to look the part. Because once you've got the body done, you put in the parts together and then you put the interior in, so happy days. Around that scoop first. And it goes a funny colour first. Well, make sure I get everywhere because I don't want to put that lacquer gloss on and end up with a reaction because I missed a bit. Yeah. And we dead shiny that. But it won't stay that shiny, that's just because it's like a wet look until it's dry. Once it's dry, obviously it'll dull down a little bit. It'll be more like a satin sheen, you know, just a slight shine to it. And then you could either carry on doing that and keep building up my layers, or you can just do what I'm going to do and go straight into it with a lacquer high gloss and then leave it to do its thing. Alright, cotton bud. A little bit of cleaner in there just to get it all cleaned up. And we're happy. Sometimes I use blue cast green wash to clean it out. Sometimes I just can't be bothered. Right, happy days on that one. I'll uncover that now. With the aqua gloss, if you get a little tiny bit that pulls, you just touch the corner of it of kitchen paper and it'll just go suck it up. Don't try and brush it or anything. Just suck it up like that and that's it. And obviously with when you've got lots of lumps and bumps, you are going to get the odd little bit because it's so thin. Should be good at that, I think. I think I missed a bit. Oh, just a light. No, it's the light. Happy days. One little tiny puddle there. Not a puddle, but it's just a tiny microscopic little bit. Yeah. That's just me being a bit finicky. There's my semi-shine on it. So we'll let that dry off. See what it looks like. I can see when it's dry, so it's not quite dry on this yet. Not far off, but it's not quite. As soon as it's dry, I can put the lights and all that kind of stuff in. So, but the aqua gloss takes a little longer to dry than the lacquer based, unfortunately. And then I want a high shine gloss. I've got a big bottle of proper glossy gloss. So, is there anything I can do in the meantime? Done that, done that, done that, done that, done that. Indicators, no, not yet. Put that on there, put that on there, put that on there. Oh, we are just about ready to assemble it together. We're not far off. Because they've just got the red bits and the orange bits and all that to do, your little bit and all that malarkey. What window wipers there at some point. Right, here's one bit still to do, but it's dead fiddly, and that's this beautiful little bit here with the little buttons on it, and you see that very well. So all these little buttons need sorting out. Well, they're actually quite big, actually, they're little squares and whatnot, so not too bad. So it says first paint, second paint, first paint, second paint. All good fun, huh? Right, trying to see what's what here. They are tiny, by the way. I might have to do that off camera, because that is gonna need the magnifier right on it all the time. Not handy, but it is what it is. So that'll go in there. That'll go in there, right? just about dry here. Not far off. Just a couple of little spots still waiting to dry. But you see what I mean? It's like a semi-shine. Still shiny, but just not quite, not Night Rider glossy shining, you know. Still got 20 minutes, that's the thing. And everything else is pretty much clear parts. Apart from my little window wipers there. Saying fit the window wipers, so trouble is I want to clean this clear part properly before I do that. I want to make sure there's no fingerprints on the windows when the time comes. So I'll be using glasses wipes, you know, pure glasses. That's what I'll use. And that'll get any marks off fingerprint wise. And keep it right. It's just tiny little bit still left. Oh, it's waiting game. We love the waiting game. That's the only trouble when you're glossing and doing everything like that. You got to wait for it to dry. And at this stage of the build, you know, you got so long to wait still, because it's nearly all done. So there's not much more to do. Right, this bit's dry. Just double checking. Yeah. So this bit's dry, so I'm going to gloss coat that. See how shiny we can get it. I'm just going to pop that over that lot, because I don't want that lot covered. Get my sheet there. Get my so-called gloss. It's extremely running. Oh, it smells good. Okay, I'm back after being ordered to the dinner table for a massive plate of spag bol and then peaches for dessert or a load. Ice cream, £145 seems a reasonable price for the trigger. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, it's a great airbrush. It really is. Right, so this is me. Now I'm giving it a kind of wet coat. Not heavily. I don't want it running. But in theory, that wet look should stay wet look. I'm just going to do the inside because I don't know how much you can see. That is my gloss coat. Hopefully it stays as glossy as that, but we shall see. It's definitely shiny. We'll let that level and do its thing and keep my fingers crossed. hopefully that will be as good as it needs to be. Right, still got plenty in here. That is now dry, 100% dry. So we're gonna go for it and hope there's no reaction. There shouldn't be. Hmm? Right, work my way around the body. If it's not glossy enough, I mean it should be in theory. But if I'm not happy with it not being quite glossy enough, I'll give it a light sand to buff up, and then I'll go over it again at another time. So in theory, it should be good. As long as I get it all on how I want it, it should be alright. Certainly looking good at the moment anyway. If it dries as good as it looks at the moment, I'll be dead happy. It's hard to show you without moving it too much. I don't want it falling off the track, off the rack. Well, I'm happy with that anyway. As long as it stays looking like that, I'll be chuffed to bits. If not, I'll give it another coat, but I need to try and keep that dust free now as much as possible. Try and get his cap off. I'll get that cap off. My last chicken brush cost me 70 and lasted a year and then went kaput. So I'm looking for a new one. Shiny cars. Yeah, shiny cars. Yeah, these ones have Teflon washers, so it can take solvents no problem. It's not gonna not going to eat into a rubber seal. They're all Teflon seals on this, so you can put all that, what some people call nasty paints and solvents through it, and it'll be fine. Well, it has been fine for me, as most of you know, and I've been airbrushing for a good few years now, and I'm using the same airbrush, the Grex one, but it's identical. It's identical as in it's made by the same people. Just a damn sight cheaper than the Grex. And I've never had a problem with my one. You know, my Grex one and that. I've had it for years. Nozzle's been fine. Seals have been fine. Everything's been fine on it. I've never had any issues with it. So it'll be the same with this, no doubt. That's definitely shiny. I still want it a bit shinier than that, if I'm honest. So I'll probably go again. But now I've done that, during the week, I'll give it a very gentle rub with some micro mesh, wet and dry kind of stuff, and then just real gentle, and then I'll blow over it again with some more of the high gloss. And just build up them layers to get that sheen that you want, you know, that mirror finish. But I'm happy so far. I didn't expect it to be, you know, I didn't want to flood it with the gloss, because if I flood it with the gloss, one, you cause a chance of reactions. Even with the aqua gloss, you know, it's gonna eat through it, because the lacquer gloss is a hot gloss, so you don't want to spoil it. I would rather do a couple of layers and get it how I want it than flood it and give that real heavy wet look and then ruin it, you know, with drips and runs and whatever. So I would rather do it like this. I've got that layer on, that'll dry in no time, and then just build up a couple of layers of gloss on that and get it how I want it. That's my theory. I'll move that off of them now. So next week I'll be live. This will be all shiny gloss and I'll show you it. I mean, it's shiny now, as you can see, but I want it shinier. And then next week what we'll do, we'll start fitting the coloured lights, the little red bit and all that lot, the sunroof, the windows, and then hopefully click it together onto the body here, and we should be good, in theory. You know what they say about best laid plans and all that, so we'll see how it goes. But in theory, if I can get that nice and shiny, it should be good. Certainly looks good. But the proof is once we're done. I want that really shiny, opposed to shiny, which it is. There we go. I know I'm about 6 minutes early, but that's life. Next week we'll give these windows a clean, fit the windows in, put that in the back there, and so forth. I'll get these buttons done, whoop it in, happy days. Sorted. So that is it for today, I'd imagine. Next week comes the final fun bit, seeing if that bit fits onto that bit and all these other red bits and lights and shit. Oh, what have I done there? Oh, I'm pressing buttons, don't want to do that. Alright Ross, how you doing buddy? Good to see you pal. So I've got 10 days off. So I'm not saying I will, but I might go live during the week. But I'll let you know. You'll know soon enough. Just keep an eye on the YouTube for the notifications. And I might just go live again during the week because I've got a bit of time off. So I shall be in the shop. I'll definitely try and get that another coat. One good thing, I've not got the orange peel effect. So I'm quite happy with that. There's nothing worse than that orange peel. Happy days. Oh, I forget the camera's there by the way. I see the chat, but that's about it. I ignore the cameras. I can't stand watching myself, so yeah. All good fun. So that's it for now. We'll see how it goes. I'll give that another coat probably tomorrow or whenever I'm in the shop again anyway. I'll give that another coat and we'll see how it goes, and then hopefully next weekend we shall assemble the last bits and it will be finished at last, and then it's back to the turbits that's behind the chair in the back corner there. There's a lot to do on that turbit still, by the way. Oh my gosh, nightmare. But anyway, that's it for now. Cheers everyone for watching, the thumbs up, the likes, the comments, etc. All good. Nice to see everybody. And I shall see you next Saturday at 6 o'clock, unless I decide to do an extra one during the week. But we shall see how it goes. Depends on the weather. It's nice weather at 2 o'clock when I shut the shop during the week. I'll go out. But if it's raining, I might stay in and do a little live at 2 o'clock time. But I'll let you know anyway on social media. Right guys, take care all, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.